Oh, here we are again now, and it's like no time has passed. Gazing out upon the sunset as it sinks into the night. Many times it seemed as though a given day might be our last. Face to face with certain death, it's somehow coming out alright. I don't think that we have any cause to lament, but there's quite a lot of thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent.
Wow.
Well, speaking of alchemy, I did promise to investigate your current circumstances, he says, looking over to Harlock.
Oh yeah, I was looking forward to getting a fresh set of eyes on it.
Well, dinner's mostly over. The last of my steak was stolen, so...
Okay, you did ask for the raccoon fire.
He puts his hands up. That was not a complaint.
Yeah, and look, no dishes left to do.
Okay.
I hope those weren't important or heirlooms in any way.
Well, if everyone would follow me back down to the lab, someone bring the cardboard cutout.
Oh, I intend to.
Let's give. I get the feeling Free and Harlock are going to be talking a lot. The three of you remaining, chat amongst yourselves.
Oh boy, what do you kids want to talk about?
Mercy, you just got the entirety of Thrilling Intent as a backstory, more or less. So if there's anything you want to talk about, bring it up.
So who is your favorite character?
In our backstory.
In our lives.
Oh.
Is it me?
I must admit, I am fascinated with, in Honorant, it sounds like this Dow the Digger. So he's a blacksmith of sorts, yes?
Oh, yeah, no, he is something. I mean, really amazing and formidable in some ways. Really not what you expect in others.
Really?
Yeah.
We should,
I think you'd get along, actually.
We should check up on whatever happened to that guy, because we kind of left that hanging.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like we don't... If we stuck around and kind of governed everything after that, then it would really have been a coup, you know?
Yeah, I guess. I'll just ask Zalveda and next time I see him.
Yeah, ask after everybody who we kind of ended up getting close to. I'd like to hear what's happening there.
I mean, there is also the question of, so it sounds like there was quite the kerfuffle between all of these organizations. Is that, like, actually fully settled, or?
Boo!
Heavens!
I'm sorry, you didn't actually scare me, but I didn't want you to feel bad. You scared my dad, though. Marcus's dad falls over.
I'll take it.
Expertly executed.
Mercy wraps her arms around Faria. You rascal, I'm gonna get you.
It was her idea, and I have to admit, she pulled it off with fervor.
It only took 2 minutes underneath a corpse.
It may have been her idea, but you went along with it, and I'll have to think of something for you.
I'll admit, having guests around, especially ones that are so worldly, is, rekindling a bit of the fire I used to have.
Oh,
Pun
that's
intended.
Wonderful. Yes, I think the word you're looking for is fun.
Harlock, you look over at the two of them. Fun.
Fun.
We are
Love.
a bucket of fun, it's true.
Saying boo to them, was that fun?
Harlock kind of taps her chest, check and see what her heart's doing.
Yeah, your heart's like 5 more minutes.
Oh, why does Harlock's heart have a pack-a-day habit?
The fire.
Oh my god. You all come down into Faria's alchemy lab, and You set about setting up for the night, basically. He wants you to stay down here so that whatever corruptive essence is currently suffusing your mind, Harlock, doesn't accidentally blow up the kids.
That's fair.
So, you go through a series of pretty brief tests, actually. They start off with what you're pretty sure is just almost like It's a series of puzzles and riddles. It almost feels like a pretty basic intelligence test. You solve it relatively fast. Freya takes it, smiles along, and then hands you a gigantic page of formulas. About an hour or so passes, and you solve what should be like a 3-4 hour problem over the course of that one. And he takes it back. You sit around, and he motions you to come over to him. Okay, so this is the issue, more or less. I think it has to do with your exposure to the tear as a concept. It has warped your understanding of the world, at least slightly. Simply
Are you talking about the first time or the second time?
Either. It could have existed in you all along, or the second time could have created it, or just exacerbated it. It ultimately doesn't matter. What matters
So
now...
reassuring.
What matters now is that at your intelligence level, you should be able to solve this page of formulas relatively easily. But when I hand you that page and you hand me this one back, he places an exact duplicate on down on the table next to it. It's a simple set of formulas. It's meant to create a potion that does something very simple, produces a light. But when you look at Freya's compared to yours, the numbers stop adding up at a certain point. Simply put, it seems like your equations are far off the mark. But when you were solving them, they were spot on. You knew that. Moving through it made perfect sense, but it almost seems like you're adding numbers that aren't there. The formula starts to deviate. The prompt lost in the past. It starts to take on its own form, and what you created instead isn't a light potion, but something that you have no idea what it does.
Oh no, has my exposure to this group made me stupid?
That is unfair and slander.
I still love you.
We love you too, but come on.
Mercy pats him on the shoulder. There. Maybe it's a situation like mine where, at least you're hot. Things work out.
Not as hot as your dad.
Look, I'm smart. I'm just not alchemy smart. Gregor's smart.
Yeah, just not alchemy smart or book smart.
Yep.
Or I don't know. I can't think of any more smarts.
But all the other ways that matter. You got it.
There are many different ways to feel smart besides just alchemy.
It's true. No, so screw you, Harlock. Also, I'm sorry to hear that your alchemy is out of whack. I hope that they're able to figure out what's happening and fix it.
Yeah, maybe we
It's
just
okay.
need to re-educate you.
No, I don't think it's that simple.
Next, we're going to do a simple test of geometry. In this case, I want you to, once again, create a formula that will, out of these iron shavings, create a 3-dimensional object. I want something simple like a triangle, but I also want it to be able to form a figure 8. Do you think you can do that?
A triangle isn't 3-dimensional.
He folds his hands, unfolds them, and goes, I see you are, spatially very smart. I mean a pyramid.
Spatially smart. Yeah, that's the one.
Didn't you guys say you went to space camp?
Yes.
Oh
Yes,
my
in
god. You, Harlock, you go through the process of manipulating iron shavings through simple magnetism to create different shapes. It's something that alchemists learn at the base level to sort of create formulas to visualize 3D space. Usually these are used as sort of like visual assistance so that you can properly make something. Like if you want to make a shape out of fire, you want to make a shape out of this. People use iron shavings because you can manipulate them and it just chills out there. So
Yeah, I feel like I'm in elementary school again.
yeah, this is baby level stuff. You go through the process again. and you start to make, as Gregor correctly pointed out, your pyramid. But as you construct the base of it, those sides begin to arc up, and instead of meeting at some center point, the sides begin to arc inwards again and then point downwards, and they puncture through the bottom of the base. And Harlock, you stare down into an area that, for perspective, this is created on a piece of paper. You stare into an area created by the iron shavings that should not be there. You see through to the other side, and there is, simply put, more space down below. You create a pocket within this pyramid somehow. He looks at that. Okay, so you're going to have to explain to me exactly how you did that.
I don't think I can.
Okay, moving on to the figure eight. You move on, and once again, you intend to create a simple two circles functionally interlocked, but as you start to make it, what you make is rather a twisting snake that bends back on itself. And at first you're like, okay, this is basically a figure eight, until your eye tries to trace the path of it. As you do, the shape on the piece of paper hangs in the air, and you notice that within every curve, you're actually having trouble grasping its true geometry. It almost feels like this figure eight hanging in the air is a splinter in your mind, something wrong that you created, and it all at once snaps, falling back to iron shavings on the ground. He looks at you. Okay.
That kind of looked like a Mobius strip, but like more?
That kind of looked like a headache.
like a maybe a Mobius strip?
I think my brain's broken. And that's the only part of me that I wanted to keep.
Harlock, you can keep your brain, okay? You just need to take therapy.
That is how you fix it, isn't it?
It is.
He thinks, looking at this a little more intently, this is so odd. At first I thought that this was some sort of element of chaos. Some, like, you were cursed by someone who was particularly angry at you, maybe for effecting a coup. But
I wasn't a part of that.
Oh, okay. He stops and kind of nods along.
Maybe she did get it from us then.
I thought that this was some sort of curse or some variety that would cause you to bungle your alchemy whenever you attempted, but it appears there's something more fundamental happening here. Harlock, you might actually have an exceptionally rare talent.
That sounds better than having a broken brain.
Harlock is an actual genius when it comes to alchemy, so that I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
However, that suggestion earlier of you starting from the basics, that isn't a horrific idea. I think with your current level of expertise, you should be able to master any number of formula. But, I think rediscovering what they mean to you would be wise. Start a new journal.
But what does it matter what alchemy means to me? Alchemy is science. It's fact. It doesn't matter what I think about it. It is what it is.
In this case, the results unfortunately contradict your understanding of alchemy. It very much matters what you think, because ultimately, in this world, we are all observers. We take in what exists out there through our eyes and our ears. We feel out the world around us, and we do our best to represent those sensations through formulas that we can share, through descriptions in art, poetry, etc. But ultimately, we are our own terminal points of existence. Yours has been shifted slightly. We have a theory of how, but I don't know what that means for you. It means the formulas that I create and the world I see is not the same as the world that you see and the world that you can create. Simply put, you see and experience things differently, and as such can make different things with the same numbers that I use to craft things.
That's interesting.
Aren't numbers supposed to be like the one universal thing we have
Yeah, that's why I dedicated my life to them.
He peers around Tarlok. In most cases, yes. However, how we manipulate those numbers is ultimately up to the mathematician. In this case, Harlock is doing things to these universal constants that I, simply put, cannot. The numbers are fine. Harlock isn't.
Hey, teacher, remember when I was telling you that story of how I exploded and then came back?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, this was an honorant.
Oh.
I forget the episode number. But ever since then, I've been able to see, like, weird universal constants. I've been able to see the two things. The wrong messed up world and the real right world. And is that, like, the same stuff?
He stops and then turns and then just slowly shifts past Harlock. I'm going to need a complete description of this in excruciating detail. What do you mean by the true world and the messed up world?
Oh, well, it's definitely beyond description, so there's not really much we can do there.
Maybe try.
Just give it a shot. Give it a shot. Come
Yeah,
on.
look at me with your wonderful eyes.
Well, you were talking about how
Yes.
she sees a different world of, like, where the constants are different. And then when I look really hard at stuff, I can see the differences between, stuff and what they should be. And then sometimes when I jab my glaive in there, it'll kill magic. So is that like the same thing?
He is fucking floored by this. That is fascinating.
Yeah, we're a weird group.
Yeah.
So if I can I fix Harlock's brain if I, like,
Please do not stab your friend with your glaive.
Okay, yeah.
Even if it's for science, I agree that this is perhaps an overreach.
Okay. That I know nothing of, but I'm profoundly fascinated. A true world, you said. What an odd thing. He stops and, like, looks away, starts to shift around over here. You are quite the odd group of travelers. He looks back to you,
Yeah.
Marcus. Are you about to tell me that you have some also equally forbidden and horrific power?
Well, I did
Yes.
kind of consume the soul of an ancient elder evil that was something of a demon progenitor called the Harrow, and I have had some pretty unique magical capabilities since then.
And when we say he catches on fire, we mean he catches on rainbow fire.
Yeah. Well, that one's on purpose, actually.
Okay, well,
He can spit acid.
It's clear enough that all of this will take extensive study. I hope you can spare some time because I am excited. I'm having fun. He smiles at Mercy.
Okay.
Mercy is just laying on the table like, yay!
I need to ask you to just temper that a little bit because we do have time for you to study this, but we don't have that much time.
I'm pretty sure time doesn't even work here.
You say as something, a great call resounds throughout the room. Freya stops.
What?
Oh no, hold on. He starts to rush over
What was that?
and moves outside.
Sounded like a call.
Something's caught in my net outside. Hold on.
Oh.
Dear, do you want me to come with you?
Like a strangling net? Or
He moves over to one of these strange plants and extends a hand where it similarly almost seems to stretch down, connecting with him for a moment, and a jolt of electricity surges through his body. And then he comes back, sweat beading on his brow. There's something moving towards the house right now. It's gigantic, winged, carrying a utterly oversized blade.
Fuck.
Oh no. No.
Wait, and the trees aren't stopping it? Is it
It's
powerless? Are the trees powerless in the face of this thing?
He puts up
Tell
his
me
hands.
the trees can strangle it, please.
They are... Whatever it is, it's being slowed down currently. But we need to halt its advance. We need to make sure it does not come near this house.
We can't let them... Yeah, no, we can't let them destroy your house or harm you or your children.
How did it get all the way here?
I don't know.
What I'm more concerned with is how did it find us? Because if this one found us, what's preventing the rest?
Do you think it was the corpse?
Mercy stops.
That's my immediate thought, and maybe it would be wise if... Fuck, I really thought that it wouldn't function as some sort of homing beacon, but...
Mercy immediately rips it out of the tree and just hurls it onto the wagon.
We can worry about the how later. Let's focus on making sure that nobody loses anything today.
Let's also just think real quickly if there's any other thing that might possibly be at play here. I would hate to put all of our efforts behind going out to halt this creature and moving the body, like, knowing that that is what's actually drawing it, but if it's something else, then I don't want to overlook that.
Let's have one of us run off with the corpse, probably me or Mercy, and see if it starts following that. And if it doesn't, then we'll just
We kill it.
Yeah, we'll just send one of those tree strangle messages or whatever you were doing there to say, come back.
Freya stops and he looks around and he focuses on Mercy in particular. I can do more here than I can out there. I will make sure no one gets to the twins.
Thank you, dear. I really appreciate it.
We will all make sure of that.
He hops up and this time he kisses you on the cheek. Your blood's up though. You're a little fiery. It probably hurts him. He burns his lips, but he pulls back away and then flashes you what is probably attempted to be a cool guy smile. In reality, his face
Burned
is
mouth.
swelling up.
Oh no! Oh dear, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. That was really sweet of you, though. No, just.
We will avenge that moment.
Just
Mercy, we will do everything in our power to make sure that your house and your children are safe. And your husband.
Thank you. All right, well, let's get this son of a bitch out of my house.
He waves, goes over to the stairs, and then sits down with the attitude of somebody who is just waiting for someone to trespass on their property with a fucking shotgun.
Wow.
Wait. You don't happen to have any powdered wigs, do you?